Hi folks, it's Andy here. Welcome to Year of Mbira. I'm really excited to be sharing all of this stuff, this Mbira stuff with you over the next year. This video is a kind of prelude or recap. I'm just going to go through some of the sort of fundamental things that we've explored in the Discover Mbira and the Mbira Deep-Dive. And if you go through everything that's in this video, then you're going to have a real good foundation for everything that we're going to be covering over the next year. Congratulations and thank you for signing up. Let's make a start. So very early on, we took a look at this ancient song structure, and we picked out the root notes of some chords, and the root notes for progression 4 went like this. So we then expanded on that and turned it into a little exercise where we played octave pairs in the left hand for each of those chords. I'm going to pop some right hand notes against that and recreate the key for progression 4. In the Mbira Deep-Dive, the last 7 videos, I introduced a key for each of the 7 chord progressions. With that key in your hands, you're going to be in a strong position to unlock traditional Mbira music. We're going to use it as a kind of template or starting point for our explorations. I think some people might be a little bit resistant to this idea because it's like, well, you're imposing a sort of structure on Mbira music. There's another way of thinking about it. Mbira music invites multiple perspectives, and you can have so many different points of reference in a song. If you listen to a player like Forward Quenda, it's like, where's his anchor, where's his point of reference? And he's able to shift that and during his playing, shift that and bring new things out in the music. So this is just one point of reference for us. We're going to use it as a starting point, and then introduce more and more points of reference for you so that you've got that same sort of versatility. Awesome. So let's have a look at these octave pairs. So we had 4, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 2. Our first octave pair, then we're going to play 4s, then 6s, 1s. You could play these ones, but that doubles up over here. So let's leave that one so that we can play it over here in a minute. 4s, 6s, 1s, 4s, 6s, and 2s. There isn't another 2 that I can put against this one. I know it's doubled up, but for now, let's just have those 2s. Where were we? Then 4, 7, 2s, 5s, 7s, 2s. So you might remember from Discover Mbira that those options, 4, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 2, if you plotted them out on Western staff notation, you'd end up with this shape of notes that you could flip 180 degrees and it reads the same forwards as it does backwards. So there's some an illustration of this sort of multiple reference points. There's so many different ways of thinking about Mbira music. We're going to have that feature where you can flip it 180 degrees is called retrograde inversion. Visually, it's called rotational symmetry. We're going to have a pattern up here in the right hand now that's got the same feature. So you're playing in both hands 2 rotationally symmetrical patterns at the same time, which I find fascinating. So let's pop in the cascade in the right hand against this left hand. I'm building this up slowly for our progression 4 as a sort of reminder for you. Then I'm going to run through all 7 keys. It's going to be notated for you in your downloads. In the video description, I'll give a link there so you can get hold of those. And we'll use that as a foundation for everything that we're going to explore over the coming year. The first note that we play in the right hand is the 5th of our left hand note choices. So we've got 4s here. If I move up from 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this fifth is a 1. You can play ones anywhere, but we're going to play it here. I'll pop that after each stroke on the left hand. Nice. And we're going to then go from fifth to the root of the next chord, fifth of the next chord, root of the next chord, fifth, root, fifth, root, fifth, root, fifth, and root, and we end up producing this cascade. This is a great exercise for you because it feels quite steady, even to play, and through playing it, you're building up a sort of kinesthetic awareness of roots and fifths for the chords that you were playing in the left hand. Most of them get covered. There's some chords, like chord 1, we only play once in this progression. We'll play note 5 against that one in a second. You could be playing note 1, it's root against it. Yeah, so we're missing out a couple. But for most of them, we're playing a root and a fifth at some point. So you're getting roots and fifths against these left-hand octaves. By going through all 7 progressions, you'll get all of the roots and all of the fifths in your hand multiple times. So yeah, you'll end up with some really strong foundations. So where were we? Chord 4, we played note 1. Chord 6, we're going to play note 6s, it's root. For chord 1, we'll play note 5, it's fifth. Then a root, fifth, root, fifth, root, fifth, root, fifth, root. And back to the beginning. This is notated for you, so you don't need to worry too much about picking this up right now. Awesome. Instead of playing the low 1 and low 2, we could play the high 1 and high 2, giving us this. Oops. And so on. And by moving our cascade up here, we're freeing up our thumb to pop extra notes in. We've covered loads of that kind of stuff, but I essentially wanted to get here the octave pairs in the left hand and the cascade. We've got sort of 2 options how we could play that. There's other sort of derivative versions where you could jump from instead of playing a 1 here or here, you could play 1 of each. So we end up low, then high. We could do the same on this chord too. And then we end up coming down. Bridging and spilling, we covered that. Staying on a note for a little while. And now we've got a few of those notes in your hand, you can sort of jump between them, so you can play 1s and 4s. Bridging and spilling there, awesome. So the key for progression 4, we're playing our octave pairs and alternating between roots, fifths and roots, giving us a cascade. In its most basic form, we have this. back to the beginning. If you look back through Discover Mbira, we've kind of used that as a starting template for loads of different explorations. Instead of highs, lows, we've got low highs. Oops. We can double up note. You can start swapping on the ones. We could add in its fifth, which is 5. Or on the chord 2, we can pop in note 6s. Cool, so that's a kind of recap. It opened up more possibilities. We had pairs. Cool. So I just want to sort of show you the scope of these key exercises. It's a real good starting point for every progression. Let's have a quick look then. Again, this is notated for you in your downloads at the key for progression 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 really quickly. Just want to get this idea sown as a seed for you. You don't need to learn them all, but these are really good exercises to come back to. If you're trying to get into a song, it gives you a great starting point, and then you can see what's been altered, where the beat's been placed in this sort of construction. So it gives you a point of orientation for getting into a song. Let's go through these different song structures then. Progression 1. Yeah, check out the downloads if this is all brand new information for you. They'll help you out. The progression is 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. So let's play ones. For chord 3, excuse me, we've only got one note 3 available to us in the left hand. So for convenience sake, I'm just going to play the chord 3 the same way in all of these different key exercises. I'm going to play a 7 and a 3. 7 is its fifth. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're complementary note choices. A 7 and a 3 whenever we have chord 3 in this video. So chord 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. With the cascade in the right hand, fifths and roots all the way through. Oops, sorry. We can make the same adaptations, switch up the low 1s and 2s up here, double up, do pairs, play low highs, high lows. All of those sorts of possibilities now open to you for this progression and all of the other progressions. Progression 2, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. It's in your downloads. So chord 3, I played that 7 and 3 again. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. With the cascade in the right hand, starts on the fifth of our first chord. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're starting on note 6. Awesome. Let's move on to progression 3 now. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 1, 3. Remember I'm playing at note 7. 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Oh, sorry. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 1. First note is the 5th in the right hand of our root over here, which is 3, 3, 5, 7. Sorry, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 1, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 1. Awesome. You don't need to learn all of these today. Just want to get the idea in your head. There's the same construction across all of them. Octave pairs in the left hand, 5th then root, 5th then root, 5th then root in the right hand. And the easiest cascades go between this note 1 and this note 7 here. Progression 4 we've done. Let's move on to progression 5. 5, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 3. 5, 7, sorry, 5, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 3. With our cascade, we're going to start on note 2, the 5th of our root in the left hand, which is 5s. 5, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6, 1, 3. Move on to progression 6, 6, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 4. These are really going to open up so much for you. 6, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 4. Let's start on the 5th in the right hand. That's note 3. It's the 5th of our root. 6 is over here. 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 4. Awesome. And then our last one, progression 7, 7, 2, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. 7s, 2s, 4s, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. What's our 5th of 7? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, we're going to start on note 4 in the right hand. 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Awesome. So you might notice that the gaps that keep appearing here between the 1st and the 2nd chord and the 11th and the 12th chord, we miss a note out. If I had 12 fingers, then I'd be able to show you nicely. But I've only got 10 fingers. There's a gap at the beginning. So our first chord, second chord, first chord, our second chord's here. There's a gap. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Imagine I've got a 6th finger there, and then the same here. There's a gap at the end. Ding, ding, space, space, ding, ding, and so on. If we started here for our chord 7, we're missing out note 3. We're missing out note 6. Let me start off with progression 7, the key playing there, and then I'll go into some improvisation just so you can see how it's working, this structure. I'll return to this key in a minute. Back to the key. And so on. So great, if you can start exploring those different keys, maybe if you know a song that you like is in a particular progression, choose that one first, or if you listen back and pick your favourite sounding one. For me, I really love the progression 7, it's one of my favourites. That one's used in Bangiza. Progression 6, you've got Mukatiende, Chippenberry Nimutimu, and sorry, my mind's going back, Morenje. Progression 5, Nemu Musasi Yepasi. Sometimes people think of this one as Nemu Musasi Yepasi. When I'm using the words Nemu Musasi Yepasi, I'm referring to the song in progression 5. Progression 4, we've got Nemu Musasa. Progression 3, Taireva. Progression 2, we've got Bavarira. Progression 1, Karagamombe, Nyamaropa. Yeah, there's loads in progression 1. Cool, so pick one to explore for a little bit. The things that I'm going to be introducing in each video, you can sort of take and apply to any progression. I'm sowing seeds here. I'll give you plenty of examples, plenty of things that you could practice as I'm showing them, or you can take the ideas and transplant them into your favourite song structures. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining up, everybody. I'm really looking forward to sharing all of these different ideas with you over the next year. Nice one. Take care, everyone. Cheers.